Good afternoon. Doing a demo today on Wedge Loc's corner inline brace system. If you've ever put up fence, if you've ever put in a corner brace, you know that it sucks. A lot of digging, a lot of tools, just a lot of time and effort to put in a corner system. With Wedge Loc system, it's literally 15 to 20 minutes. It takes 5 T-posts and it's just as solid and sturdy. So stick with me, I'll show you how it works. All right, for simplicity purposes, you already got your corner set, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. 3 posts, 3 T-posts for your corner. Make sure you pay attention to how you want to set them, right? If you want the knobs on the end or knobs on the outside. For me, for this corner, I'm putting them on the inside because as I stretch my fence and I bring it around, I don't want those knobs catching or pulling tension on the fence. Per the directions of the bag, whenever it says to set your posts the distance apart, you want to do it about 14 inches shy of the length of one of these posts. I think they actually recommend using a 7-foot post. I'm not putting in cattle. We're going to have a few head of sheep, some goats, smaller animals, maybe a donkey. So there's not going to be a lot of larger animals pushing on this. So I actually went with the 6-foot T-post. And again, they recommend when you set these posts, you have your corner marker, your corner post here, your second and third post for the 90-degree angle. You want to set these posts about 14 inches shy of the length of the post that you're going to use for the brace. So again, in this example, I have 5 6-foot T-posts. And what I found on most of your T-posts, that if you flip it over, you go to the little, call it the little bat wing here, and you measure from the bottom of the post to that second marker, or the top marker on the bat wing, that's exactly 14 inches. So it makes it pretty simple. You're not having to pull the tape measure out all the time to check that. So when I set these, your corner post is set. You take your T-post, you lay it down, and you set your second post 14 inches or at that top marker on the bat wing on your 6-foot T-post. You're set. Duplicate this for your second post over there and you're good to go. Now we're ready to put the Wedge Loc system in. All right, so now for the install, I'm going to show you how we put these things together. In each of the kits, there's 10 pieces. You have 3 locks, 3 wedges, and then 5 of your angle braces. So here we go. Your posts are set. You're ready to get this baby installed. So you're going to take one of your locks here. You're going to slide it over the post. And I'm going to put mine right here. And you can see how it sets back and that lock slides into that top piece on that little knob here. Your lock's in. Now you take one of your wedges. So you'll notice that on these wedges, there's 2 different buttons here. They're little locking mechanisms to keep this from sliding out. So watch this. It slides over the back of the T-post. You slide it down and you're locked in. Now you take your angle braces. So I have a post behind the camera here. My other post is right here making my 90. So to accommodate those 2 posts, I slide one wedge in. I take the other wedge. I slide it in and we're set. Now I just got to put the other 2 systems on the other 2 posts, install my post, and we're good to go. All right, so last step. So if you remember, I just told you that this kit comes with 10 pieces, right? 4 of them go on your main post, and then on your other 2 brace posts, you're going to have 3 pieces that get installed. That's going to be the lock, that's going to be the wedge, and that's going to be this angle brace that we talked about in the last one. So real quick, I'll show you a little trick. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that we're going to measure these posts 14 inches shy of the length of the post that you're going to use for the brace. So when I laid this out, I mentioned that you measure 14 inches from the bottom of the post. That's usually this little button here at the top of the bat wing. So what I do to make sure that I set my lock and wedge correctly to brace appropriately, I hold it up against the wedge that I already have installed on the corner post, and then I bring it over, and you can see right where it stops, right? So right here is where I need to install this wedge. So I'm just gonna lay my post down. You start with your lock, you slide your lock over, bring it down to where I marked. Remember, it locks in over that little button there. Take your wedge. Your wedge has these 2 buttons on either side. That goes on top. You slide it onto the back of the post, slide it in, it locks. Then you take your angle brace, slide it in, and you're good to go. So now we're ready to set our brace post in. So it's as simple as that. So when you do that, here's how I do it. I always start at the bottom first, and I do that because then I can push my brace post back and it slides right in. So I know that doesn't look like much, right? It's 3 posts, but I'm 220 pounds, and this holds me extremely well. And so by the time I brace my other post up, you stretch your fence, wire it in, and it's nice and tight. You've got a pretty solid corner system that you're really in for, by the time you buy the kit and by the time you buy the 5 posts, you're in it for about 50 bucks, give or take, whatever supplier you're buying from, versus today's prices. If you had to buy a corner wood post, two brace posts, as well as concrete and additional supplies, you're looking at probably 100 to 150 bucks to set a decent corner. So 15 minutes, $50 versus 2 to 3 hours and 150 bucks. You can't beat it. So if you've been thinking about putting up fence and you're wanting to put in a corner fence, I highly advise you to give the Wedge Loc corner brace system a try. Thanks for watching.